Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Advisory on March 25th, 2019 here at Fulton High School. We want to welcome everybody back from spring break. Hope you had a good, restful week off. I had the chance to spend a few days and head down to Panama City Beach, Florida. This is what I expected to see when I went to Panama City Beach. Was the nice white sand and clear skies and lots of sunshine. And I didn't get to see a whole lot of that. This is more the view that I had, which is still at the beach, which is awesome. But it was cloudy and windy and cold while I was there. I left on Wednesday, and it did warm up and get sunny then. But I was back in beautiful Knoxville for that time. But it was definitely good to get away from school and get away from Knoxville and have a little time to just relax, read a little bit, and watch a little bit of basketball. I had big visions for my spring break in Panama City Beach. I've not been to Panama City Beach since I was a senior in high school. Me and some guys took a trip down there on our spring break, and we wanted to go to Club La Vela. That was the big hangout back in 1995. Spring break with MTV was huge back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Most of y'all don't remember that. Some of y'all might. But Club La Vela was the place to be. We had big visions of meeting girls and having a good time down there. So I wanted to rekindle that experience 24 years later. And here is Club La Vela today. It has seen better days. Club La Vela, up until last year, was still a big spring break hangout. However, it got hit by a hurricane over last fall break that came through there, and it is clearly tore the building up, and it's not yet open back up. A lot of Panama City Beach is still hit and miss in terms of trying to recover from the hurricane down there. And so it made me think about a metaphor a little bit that says if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And here in the last few months, Club La Vela has been getting worse. And what I want y'all to take from that is, while you may be on top and doing really well for a moment, life quickly can throw you curveballs and you start sliding backwards. And you got two options: you either get better and get through those obstacles, or you get worse and you succumb to those obstacles. If you're not growing, you're dying. So hopefully you guys are all have a mindset of where you're growing and getting better every day. We are getting down to the end of the school year. We're 3/4 of the way done. We're coming up on the final push, the race to the finish. In case you don't know it, this weekend is the Covenant Health Knoxville Marathon. And again, another metaphor can come out of that. I know we have several folks here on staff participating either in the half marathon, the marathon relay, or the 5K. We may have some folks volunteering at water stations as well through that. And here is, we all started this marathon of the school year back in August. We're coming out of the gates where you're doing really well. But you got to remember, the school year is not a sprint, it's a marathon. We got to come out strong and keep that momentum and keep pushing. A sprint, you just take off and run as fast as you can, and you tend to peter out pretty quickly. But a marathon, you got to keep your pace. It's 26 miles long, 26.2 miles long. You got to keep pushing through those things. So while the school year is not a sprint, it's a marathon. But it's time here to kick it in high gear. When you get that last, half mile of that marathon, you really want to push hard and sprint to the finish. And finish strong and get the best time you can. So we're kind of at that time of year where it is a sprint now. We got just a limited amount of time left. I told y'all this morning over the announcements that there are 41 school days left for underclassmen. That includes exam days. So we're less than 9 weeks left. Seniors only have 32 school days left for the class of 2019. And teachers, who are probably the most excited about this than anyone, there are 44 contract days left for teachers. We got an in-service day in April, and then we got a couple days after the kids leave to wrap things up and put a bow on 18-19 school year, which to me so far, honestly, has been my best year ever here at Fulton High School. In my 7+ years I've been here, this has been my favorite year so far. So we need to start sprinting down to the finish. Oh, my gosh, look at that guy. He's finishing the marathon relay from last year. That stud right there is myself, in case you didn't realize. I'm turning the corner, running through Neyland Stadium to finish the marathon relay last year. I'm a little disappointed that the marathon is not finishing in the Neyland Stadium this year, but finishing in World's Fair Park due to some renovations at the stadium. But we'll be back there next year. So as we finish strong, we want to encourage you guys to finish on your best effort. And so one way we're going to incentivize you guys is we're going to have a food truck incentive here in late May. At the end of the marathon, there's all this pizza and food and drinks and donuts and all kinds of good stuff to incentivize you to push through. And trust me, when I'm running my leg of that marathon, I run the last leg. My team always puts me in the last leg because the last leg is the most important leg. It's the anchor leg to bring it home, finish it strong. Because I am not the fastest on my team. I don't know why they give me the last leg. Probably because it's the shortest leg of the relay. Never mind. That's a whole other set of issues. But there's an incentive for me to finish because I know there's food at the end. Just like for you guys, if you finish strong here at the end of the school year, we're going to have a food truck incentive for you guys. For y'all who may not know what a food truck is, it's a truck, like you see in the picture here, that it's kind of like a kitchen all-in-one truck. Where you go up to the window, you order whatever it is you want to eat, and then you give them your money, and then they give you the food. It takes a few minutes to cook it, but it's a pretty neat deal. They're a hot thing right now. There's a whole bunch of them in Knoxville, down on Central Avenue here in our zone, in our community. There's a food truck park that's open for lunch and dinner. You can go down there, and it's neat because there's lots of different kinds of food for people to eat there. Everybody can kind of pick out what they want, and you get to hang out and all that kind of good stuff. So for us, the food truck incentive, the reason why we're having that, we've got 4 goals to finish the school year. This incentive is going to run March 25th, which is today, and go through May 3rd. May 3rd marks the end of the 15-week grading period. So you've got 6 weeks, 2 3-week grading periods, which is actually about 29 days, where we're going to work towards these goals. Is one, increasing student achievement. We want to push our grades high as possible. 2, we're going to maintain a positive climate. We want to interact well with each other. We want to build each other up. We want to treat each other as family. We want to 3, keep distractions low. We don't want to have a bunch of noise going on that's distracting us from our goals of increasing student achievement. And 4 is to keep attendance high. So we want to increase student achievement. We want to maintain a positive climate. We want to keep our distractions down low. And 4, we want to keep our attendance high. So in order to qualify for this incentive, there are benchmarks you got to hit around those things. So what is the incentive? What do you get? What is your reward? First of all, we're going to give you a $5 voucher. Everyone who qualifies for this, we're going to give you $5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $5 voucher that you can take and apply to anything at the different vendors that we have out there, selling food, selling drinks, selling ice cream, selling snow cones, that kind of thing. We're going to give you the first $5. You can spend as much money as you want to spend. That's up to you. If you want to bring $20 and wear it out and just eat to your heart's content, that's fine. You've earned that. If that's not something that works for you, we're going to make sure everybody has at least $5 to spend. I know sometimes extra money can be hard to find. My deal to you is if you qualify for this, save up a few dollars so that you got a little bit more than $5 to spend. But we'll make sure that there's a good item out there for $5 that everyone can use. We're going to go outside for about 90 minutes. We're going to be up in the parking lot up by the gym area. You're going to have access to the gym. You're going to have access to the parking lot. We're going to have music playing out there. We're just kind of have a hangout, relax. Just kick back and celebrate that we met this incentive. And again, you're going to get the opportunity to visit food trucks. We will provide drinks and water for everybody so that you don't have to worry about spending money on waters. Now, if you want a soda or something like that, that may be on you, but we'll make sure that everyone's got at least $5 to spend and we have water. Now, what you got to do to qualify for this is there are four criteria. 1, you got to be passing all your classes. 2, no RLC in the next 6 weeks. 3, no OSS in the next 6 weeks. And 4, only 2 absences in the next 6 weeks. Okay? We want to increase student achievement, so the passing all classes ties to that. Everybody here has a chance to qualify for this. I don't care what your grades are right now. Everybody, well, most everybody, will have a chance to be passing all classes if you work hard for the next 6 weeks. Okay? No RLC, no OSS. That is totally in your control. Whether or not you make decisions that allow you to qualify for this is up to you. We want to keep distractions low. We want to have a positive environment. When we have distractions and we have a negative environment, we end up leading to RLC and OSS. So again, you guys can control that. And then 2 absences. Our goal is we want to make sure that kids are here at school, and so over the next 6 weeks, only 2 absences. That's harder than the attendance incentive, but we think the food truck incentive is a bigger deal than just the attendance incentive. Those are the 4 benchmarks we want to hit. I've been talking about this process with the students we meet with in family breakfast for quite a while. We started it back last fall, this discussion, and I met with 3 different groups of students around this, and these are some guidelines that we came up with together. These are not just things I pulled out of my head, but in conversation with, we probably had about 40 students total had input on this. We talked with them about different vendors. So we're going to contact a food vendor, a pizza vendor, an ice cream vendor, a snow cone, maybe a burger, Chick-fil-A. So you have different options that hopefully everybody can find something that they want there. And if nothing else, we want to reward kids for doing the right thing. In this case, doing the right thing is staying out of OSS, staying out of RLC, and coming to school and passing all your classes. The reward's going to be that $5 voucher, as well as just getting out and hanging out and having a good time, and just sharing a little family time together. I've taken up enough of your time already today. I do want to encourage you guys, as you go over your GPA and where you are at the 9 weeks for this semester, push those things up here. Sprint to the end. Finish strong. If you got B's, push those things to A's. If you got C's, push them to B's. You got D's, go to C's. And by gosh, if you got an F, get that thing up. Don't wait to summer school to push things up. When it comes time to apply for colleges and scholarships, a little bit of extra effort that could have pushed that C to a B makes a big deal in that GPA and allows you to qualify for higher scholarships and have more opportunities down the line. We want to make sure you guys are making decisions on a daily basis that set you up for your post-secondary success, whether you choose to go to a 4-year, 2-year technical or trade school. I don't care where you go, but you got to go somewhere. Just want to say one more thing to you guys. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We hope y'all have a great day and finish strong here these next 41 days of school, 32 days for seniors, and 44 days for teachers. Thank y'all.